Hello, this is Stentor coeruleus. This is a species of Stentor with a blue pigment, and you can see that there. And if you look closely, there's this little crescent. That is its food vacuole. It sucks food in there from its cilia, so this is a vortex feeder. This is its semi-mobile, half-extended state, but they can also fold up into essentially a ball and then move like that. And when they're actually vortex feeding, they will attach to a piece of sediment and then they will extend out. That footage is at the end of the video, so if you want to skip there, you can, because that's where most of the interesting footage is. But if you look closely, its cilia are extending out and then back in. That is one of its behaviors. It actually does that to either pull itself forward or push itself back. And by the way, this is from the order Heterotrichida, which means it's heterotrophic. Heterotrophic means that it provides its own food. It doesn't get food from the sun through photosynthesis or anything like that. But that's not always accurate, because some heterotrophs, like Stentor polymorphus, are somewhat autotrophic still, because they do have endosymbionts that are photosynthetic, and they take the glucose from them. But here is a Sporostemma minus and a Stentor in the middle. But still here you can see that little food vacuole. And at the end of the video, something actually gets sucked in it. And then once it goes through that, it's taken to the central vacuole. And you can actually see some stuff in there right now, because that's essentially its food storage. There's some endosymbiotic stuff. Like there's a little piece of chlorella in there, if you can see it. It's coming in and out of focus, but it also has a texture on it that is kind of cool looking under dark field. And on the front, that actually starts to spiral, which is next to its cilia. And they're able to get squished around into different shapes if they try to go through sediment, which is happening now. There's a small flagellate next to it. And that large cilia is Sporostemum, and that is not an annelid or a worm. That's actually a ciliate. They're just as big as one. And this is back in bright field, not dark field. But earlier all of these were extended, but sadly the camera didn't start recording fast enough and they retracted due to the light. But now you can clearly see that opening, and it is essentially just a hole, and then it's sucked into the cytoplasm. And then here it's actually attached to a piece of sediment at the end, which I just went down to. And they essentially have an adhesive that allows them to stick to it. And they gradually extend out, and now they start filter feeding, but that is Sporostemma minus again. But here it's vortex feeding, and you can see a couple of little things getting sucked in, like I said happened earlier. But anyways, goodbye.